good, Raider Nation? Welcome in. Thanks for tuning in to another exciting episode of the Raider Ragu Show. Word is bond. First of all, let's handle a little business, please. Share, subscribe to the show, comment on the show, download the show, please, on the audio portion of the podcast. Well, guys, this is the last ball game for the Raiders of the 2024 campaign. They play the Los Angeles Chargers at Allegiant Stadium on Sunday at 1 o'clock. But first, let's not forget about our sponsor, SheBangBoutique.com. S-H-E-E Bang Boutique.com. Go over there and get your girl something fly. All right, so the last time we saw these guys here at Allegiant Stadium, the Chargers, the Raiders put 63 points up on them. Coach essentially got fired that night. Tom Telesco, our current GM, got fired that night from his job. So the thing is how fortunes have changed, right? At that time, neither one of the teams were going into the playoffs. Neither team really had a head coach at the time because Pierce was the interim, and then Staley went on to get fired. And then since then, they hired Jim Harbaugh. He was the coach at Michigan, of course. We know that. They won the national championship, and then Chargers hired him and then instituted his program with pretty much the same team. They added some guys. Dobbins, he obviously added his staff and all that. They drafted the lineman Alt out of Notre Dame. And other than that, they really didn't do too much to the team. Initiated their program, and now here they sit at 10-6, trying to go 11-6, and they are firmly in the playoffs, square. The problem, all right, for them, here's why the Raiders are likely to get a true fade from the Chargers. If the Bengals win, and that game will be played, they play the Steelers, that game will be played in the morning at 10 West Coast time. So the Steelers win that game, the Chargers really don't have anything to play for. They are going to be the fifth seed in the playoffs, and they're going to go play Houston, which in their opinion is favorable. However, if the Bengals get in, they beat the Steelers, which I think is going to happen. Now, Chargers have to win to avoid going to Baltimore to start the playoffs. So they would still have something to play for. They should be playing their frontline guys. The Raiders, we definitely have, play for. I know some of the fans want to do the T word, but we're not even going. We don't do that on this show. We're not talking about doing that. We don't lose games on purpose. So the game could have some juice to it, even though the Raiders aren't going anywhere. The Chargers could perhaps need the win, so they're going to play their frontline guys, and the Raiders would love to spoil that situation for them of going to Houston and send them to Baltimore, love. Send them to Baltimore to go start the playoffs. Deal with Lamar to start it off. You want to win the Super Bowl, you got to beat everybody anyway. You got to get rid of Lamar and them anyway, so you might as well do it first game. So now, what do the Raiders need to do on defense to win this ball game? Let's assume that the Chargers are playing their frontline guys. Everybody's playing. Injury report-wise, everybody's a go. There's no serious anything that's keeping anybody out the game. It will only be rest in the event that the Bengals don't win, and the situation is not affected by their win or loss. But as Harbaugh said, 11 sure sounds better than 10. So he wants to win 11 games. So I expect a true fade. So what they have to do, first of all, the game is going to be physical. What we mean by that is it's going to be a big boy game. Pads on, and we're going to play football like the way that football, I ain't going to say was meant to be played because I don't want people to think I'm hating, but, man, on the real, we're going to play some real foot. All right. So trench warfare, right? You got to be physical. You got to be stout against the run against these guys. If the Chargers are able to run and gas, it's going to be a long day. All right, so Diablo, Spillane, I've seen Gainer in there, 53, maybe a little Eichenberg mixed in there from time to time. You guys are going to have your hands full, as well as Adam Butler and Jink, Tyree Wilson, all you guys in the interior D line, and the defensive ends. You guys have to contain and know when to crash. All right, stout against the run. If you could get that run slowed up, they don't have any receivers really that scare you. I feel like our DBs have good matchups across the board with the receiving unit of the Chargers. Because the Chargers aren't, through the air, even though they have Herbert. Herbert is a different thing, different story. He has a cannon, man. He's headed to Vegas with that cannon, basically. His shoulder. The dude can chunk the rock and he can run a little bit. So he's the issue, not really the receivers. So you got to stay plastered. All right. That's why it's important to stop the run so that the play action isn't taking effect and starting to work, because now a little bit of spacing is created for those receivers for Herbert to get them the football. And although you're really scared of any of them, they are pro receivers. So, wide open, especially this McConkey kid, the rookie from Georgia. It's Bauer's homie. So Bowers knows fully about this guy. I believe even Zamir White knows what's up with this dude. So you got to stay plastered to these guys. Stay on McConkey, and that's the game plan, man. When they are running the football, be stout against the run. That's it. It's the only way. Get some plays, but don't get your head down. Keep playing tough, and it's grinded out football with them. They try to grind, and then pop the big one. Pause. So, and then they also try to play action, pull it out of there, and hit the big one. Pause. So that's the game plan. Be stout against the run. If you do that, I predict the Raiders will win the ball game, no matter what the situation is for the Chargers. We'll beat them if we are stout against the run. If we get in there and they get to running, I want to say just over 100, but if they run for like 120 yards, then it's going to be a long day. The Raiders could lose. The Raiders come in and are stout against the run, they will win this ball game. So on defense, also take the ball away. We're going to need a fumble and or interception. We're going to need a couple fumbles. So that's where the physicality is going to have to show up, right? In this grand finale, man. Turn the ball over on defense. Get the ball from them. All right. Secondly, what do the Raiders have to do offensively? This is interesting because last week, Amir Abdullah, MVP of the ball game, had over 100 yards rushing, first time in his career. Amir has been a non-participant in practice all week, though. He's got a foot injury that he went out of that game that he was going house in. He ended up not finishing that game. That's why Trey Tucker was returning punts, and we saw Madison and even Laube got a touch, I believe, after he was gone. So, yeah, I'm thinking Amir's not going to play. So now, heavy dosages of Madison and Dylan Laube, the rookie from New Hampshire. It's time to see what he's got. Show us what you got, Dylan Laube, because there's nobody else. They got the kid Collier that they picked up when Sincere went down for some depth. You see him in there on special teams. I doubt that he's even, deep in playbook. And he'll, okay, rock or once or twice, get in there and run a route once or twice. But this majority of this ball game is going to be on Madison, and it's got to be Laube, the rookie. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he's got. When he got in against the Steelers, his first rush of his career, TJ Watt punched the ball out and fumbled, got the ball right down there in Steeler territory, which led to a score. AP did not mess with the kid after that. He he see the field offensively. Man, I had to go back and look at the film. He maybe once, twice tops. He was still getting some special teams love, but and they also let him carry the rock on, he kicks. So he did have a couple good long kick returns though, um, which was so he showcased what he could kind of do. Special teams kick return tip. He showed what he could do on the kick return tip. So that's cool. But what's going to have to happen this week is he's going to actually have to get some touches in the backfield. So looking forward to seeing what Lauby's got. He's going to show us what he has. And then Madison, man, we got to run the football. O-line, you got to be physical in there. They D-line is they guys in there. They have some guys in there. It's physical. It's a playoff team. O-line, this is a chance to show your progress in this season. People have been talking about you last few weeks, though. You've been blocking it up fairly well. Let's go out here and block these guys up. O-line, tight ends, Mayer, Bowers, the other kid of 84. Get after these guys. Mayer, you definitely got to get better blocking at the point, especially when you're coming for that wham block. You got to just start cutting dudes if that's what you got to do. Bowers, you got to improve your blocking a little bit on the end line. So you're going to have some tough assignments. You're going to have a Bosa. You're going to have a Khalil Mack that you have to block this week. And get it done. And then that interior O-line, I talked about you guys being stronger. And I know you can't just get stronger in a week. But, man, you guys got to be as stout as possible in there. And then next year, definitely, if we're going to have JPJ and Meredith and James or some other combo, everybody's got to get on that weight pile, man, and get stronger. Get stronger, man. Get bigger and stronger down inside there because that's been the weakness in our run offense. We haven't been able to move people enough. Like sometimes we do, we haven't been able to move them off the ball enough. And that's what most of the run game is, man. You got to move that D line. You can't just sit there and stalemate everybody and then think that your running back's going to get some yards. A lot of times he's going to be getting hit on the other side, on the offensive side of the line of scrimmage, or making moves back there to try to get just to the line of scrimmage and through the hole. If you moving people, you're going at least he's going to get to the line of scrimmage before he's thinking about making some type of move or anything. Or sometimes he get on the other side before he has to make any kind of move. But if you're getting pushed back, now he's got to try to duck and dodge on this side of the ball, and sometimes that leads to negative runs or just like a short 1 or 2 yard gain that could have been 5 if you guys were a little more stout. So, but not can do much about that in just 1 week. But this is something more like next year and a little bit of scheme. I expect Scott Turner to have a different sort of run scheme planned, like he always does. He starts games with like totally different from what he started or had the week before, so he doesn't really show tendencies. So that helped the O-line a little bit, and then you still have to move people though. So looking forward to seeing if the O-line can move some people off the line of scrimmage and get the ball running. Dylan Lauby and Madison. All right. Do not turn the football over. Okay. Secure the one running it. And then Aiden O'Connell, when in doubt, get the rock to Brock. Let me say it again. When in doubt, get the rock to Brock. The rookie of the year candidate, the rookie tight end, best rookie tight end ever statistically, with everything except touchdowns. He has the most catches as a rookie. He has the most yards as a rookie. He actually got the most catches as a Raider, I believe, doesn't he? Or is he still a catch away from that? I've got to look that up. He's got the most catches as a Raider. Let me check that out real quick. So I'm going to say it again while I'm looking this up. When in doubt, get the rock to who? Get the rock to Brock. Get the rock to Brock, man. He's got 108 catches for 1,144 yards. Let's see. I believe he did pass Darren Waller. I just want to see. Oh, not that. Timmy. He's got the most all time in the season. It is Brock, 108 catches. Now he still needs 52 more yards to get the most. Oh no. There's other guys that have more yards. Never mind. But to get the most catches in a season in Raider history, he's that guy already. He's got 108. So the rookie sensation, the rookie of the year candidate, most catches as a rookie tight end, most yards as a rookie tight end, most catches in Raider history. When in doubt, get the rock to Brock. Also, Jacoby Myers is 96 yards away from 1,000 yards. I would love to see Jacoby get loose and get the 1,000 yard mark for the first time in his career as a wide receiver. It would show that maybe this guy could be the lead guy if he gets some help over here. Already got a couple guys that I'm thinking about in free agency that the Raiders can pick up. Not going to speak on that quite yet. We'll do a show later on that. But pair him with Jacoby and Brock, Trey Tucker, player to be named later in the backfield, and the Raiders can come out with it, next year with some offensive line improvements. But it's important for Jacoby to get this 100. If he can get 100 yards, we'll get 1,000 yards for the season. Aiden, Scott Turner, man, let's target Jacoby early and often, get him off to a good start, and try to finish strong, man, and get this guy to 1,000 yards. Don't know if his contract has some in it where if he gets 1,000, he gets more money. So maybe we ought to raise up. I hope that's not the case because we did, we type of stuff goes on. But just looking at it on the straight football tip, we want Jacoby to get to 1,000. So coming in, we watching. See what Laube is going to give us. We are watching to see, when in doubt, get the rock to Brock. And we are watching to see Jacoby Myers reach the 1,000-yard mark. Lastly, we already talked about Laube and Madison holding on to the football. Aiden, take care of the football, which you have been doing. So we're looking for that too. Look for Aiden to have some consistency in his outings where he doesn't have a stinker after playing well. So continue to play well, Aiden. Take care of the football, Aiden. Get the ball to Jacoby and Brock. Aiden, get Jacoby to 1,000 yards for the season. Most importantly, don't turn the ball over and win the football game against the Chargers, no matter if they're playing for something or not. This is the biggest game of the year for the Raiders. It's one of the better teams that we're going to play. It's a playoff team. It's a chance to show where you're at. Everybody on the team, it's a chance to see if you're going to be around next year, leave a good taste in the GM's mouth and the coaching staff's mouth. Pause. That sounded crazy. And go out there and do your thing. So, Aiden, get the ball to Jacoby. Don't turn it over. When in doubt, get the rock to Brock. Jacoby, get to 1,000. Madison and Laube, run hard, run smart. Don't turn the ball over. Turn the ball over on defense. We can win this game against these guys. Prediction, 23-22 Raiders in a close one. Cash money crossing, we're going to need you. Shout out to the Pro Bowlers, Max Crosby and Brock Bowers. Max obviously isn't going to be able to play. He's recovering from surgery. But Brock, congratulations, man. Rookie year, Pro Bowl. Can't ask for more than that from a guy. Great pick at 13. So expect to slay the draft again to let's go. But anyway, yeah, congratulations, Brock. Max, Pro Bowl is rare that a team only won 4 games, has 2 Pro Bowl players. So shout out to y'all. That just shows you that we're not trash like that. And refs, get off that bull jive next season, man. We're coming back. And also, Mark Davis, don't fire AP in between now and the next time I get to talk to the people, man. I better not come on here, man, and you didn't pull the plug on my guy, man. Give him a shot. You handcuffed him. Your bread wasn't right at the time. You still playing Josh McDaniels. You didn't go out and make the moves that you needed to do to make stuff happen that he wanted, and then you want to blame him for losing when you talent. Not sure who hired Getsy or him. That was obviously a bad move. And the whole thing with run game was a miscalculation. But that can be corrected, man. These, all these dudes were still playing hard for AP. Let him get better. Keep some continuity. Don't keep starting over, man. So, man, don't let me do my show Tuesday or Monday and you didn't fire my guy, bro. Stay the course. All right, man. That's all I got for you. I ain't gonna hold you. Like I always say, win, baby, and peace.